Good morning! Let's continue with our lesson. Anong sabi dito sa ating first adjusting journal entry? Sabi, June 30, office supplies expense debit, credit office supplies. That is the first adjustment. Okay? You can check your chapter 6. Ito mismo yung ginawa nating adjusting journal entry doon. Debit 3,000, credit 3,000 pesos. So, debit office supplies expense, credit office supplies. I-scan mo mula first adjustment hanggang pang-sampung adjustment. Okay? At pagkatapos mong i-scan, titignan mo yung account titles na meron na at wala pa dun sa kakokopya lang natin from the trial balance. Alin man na wala pa sa trial balance natin, kailangan isulat mo dun sa baba ng total. So say for example, yung office supplies expense, meron na ba yan dito sa kinopya natin mula cash hanggang taxes and licenses expense? Meron na ba tayong office supplies expense na nakasulat? Answer, wala pa. Ang meron office supplies. Ayan o, walang office supplies expense. Office supplies ang meron. So lahat ng account titles na nasa adjusting journal entries, subalit wala dun sa kakokopya mo, gagawan mo siya, isusulat mo sa baba ng total. So ang first item natin dito would be office supplies expense. Ganun yun. Go to your adjustment number 2. Second adjustment. Okay? May depreciation expense na ba na nakasulat? Ang sagot, iscan mo. Titignan mo dito kung meron or wala. Depreciation expense is wala pa. Okay? Accumulated depreciation, wala din. So, ibig sabihin nun, kailangan isulat mo yung depreciation expense at saka accumulated depreciation sa baba ng totals. So, susunod siya rito. Okay? That would be your depreciation expense and accumulated depreciation, office equipment. So on, so forth. So pagkatapos mong i-scan, lahat ng mga adjusting journal entries mo from number 1 hanggang number 10, you would find out that the following accounts are not yet found on the above list. So ito yung mga wala. Okay? Accumulated depreciation, automobile, ayan, unearned professional income, prepaid insurance, prepaid taxes and licenses, prepaid rent, accrued salaries payable, interest expense, accrued interest payable, doubtful accounts expense, allowance for doubtful accounts. Yan yung mga wala pa na nag-arise lamang dun sa ating adjusting journal entries. So this one would be your account titles. Next, titignan naman natin yung figures. Okay? First adjusting entry, debit 3,000 for office supplies expense, credit office supplies 3,000 also. So naka-debit yung office supplies expense. Adjusting entry number 1, office supplies expense, naka-debit daw 3,000. So this is your first adjustment, 3,000. Okay? Open close parenthesis, 1. Ibig sabihin nun, first adjustment, 3,000 naka-debit. So yung next 2 columns mo ay adjustment column. So ibig sabihin, itong dalawang columns na ito, okay, debit credit ng adjustments. Okay? These columns are debit credit ng adjustment. First adjusting entry, debit office supplies expense, credit office supplies 3,000. So nasan yung office supplies mo? Nandito. Okay? Credit column naman 3,000. We are done with the first adjusting journal entry. So nagigets mo kung ano mangyayari? Tulad dun sa overview, pinakita natin, office supplies 7,000 ito, may adjustment siyang 3,000 dito. So later on, natural, ang adjusted trial balance mo dito must be 4,000. Ayan, pinangunahan na natin. Okay? After filling up everything, pagkatapos mong ilagay lahat nitong mga adjustment na to, sige, gawin uli natin yung pangalawang adjustment muna. Number 2, debit depreciation expense, credit accumulated depreciation OE, office equipment. Okay? Naka-debit daw yung depreciation expense. So punta ka uli dito sa depreciation expense mo. Naka-debit daw. So this column. Okay? It must be debited for the amount of 850 and 2 2,000. Dalawa kasi yung adjustment dito, klase. Kung mapapansin mo, yung third adjustment natin, depreciation expense, 2,000. So, parehas lang. Depreciation expense doon, 850. Depreciation expense din dito, 2,000. So, pag nakita mo siya dito, dalawa ang nakalagay. Okay? Pero, dun muna tayo sa second adjustment muna tayo. Wag muna tayo sa third. So, itago muna natin to. Ayan. So, number 2, 850. Credit, accumulated depreciation office equipment also, 850 also. So, this is our second adjustment naman. Next, third adjustment, pinakita na natin kanina. Okay, this one, depreciation expense, accumulated depreciation also, automobile this time, 2,000 naman. So, just the same, debit depreciation expense, ito naman, 2,000 and credit accumulated depreciation automobile. So, ditong side naman. Ayan. So, ito, dahil wala siyang account balance dito sa column ng unadjusted trial balance, sa adjustment lang siya may balance. So, pagka-proceed niya dito sa next two columns, kung ano lang yung balance sa adjustment. Ayan, 3,000 lang. Okay? Are you following? Sure, you are following. So, pagkatapos mong i-post dito sa ating worksheet, lahat yung adjustments natin, the following balances hanggang adjustment number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the following balances tulad ng nakalagay sa libro mo, yung dinidiscuss natin nasa libro mo din lang. We are showing you how it was constructed para ma-reconstruct mo siya. Procedures would be the same, involving same concept, same problem. Ito yung magiging amounts dun sa ating adjustment columns, okay, for Ocampo and Associates. Look at your book. Just look at your book. It is just the same with what we are discussing right now.
When teachers like me teach in front of a live audience, we derive satisfaction to some extent from the interaction with students. Yung mga simpleng pagtawa mo sa mga jokes namin, they mean something to us. They make us happy. But teaching in front of the camera is a different thing. We don't even know if you're there. We don't even know if you're listening. So, a simple like dun sa ating video or a simple present, sir, nandito po kami, nakikinig. We are watching, sir, will inspire us. When teachers like me teach in front of a live audience, we know that you're there. But teaching in front of the camera is not merely sharing our content. It means sharing our time, our devotion, and above all, our passion. So, yung simpleng pag-subscribe mo sa amin, it lets us know that you are there and we are here to continue what we are doing. So, ngayon pa lang, nagpapasalamat na kami. Diyan sa yung subscription, it inspires us. It inspires me to wake up every morning, prepare discussion materials, and continue what I am doing. So, thank you so much. Please continue sharing and liking and subscribing. Thank you.
Okay? So, pagkatapos niyan, edi gagawin mo na lang yung next column ngayon. Yung cash on hand mo dito, yung first row, 43,555, wala naman siyang adjustment. So, pag nag-proceed siya dito sa adjusted trial balance, syempre, same amount. Debit column also. Okay? Cash in bank, 22,000. No adjustment also. Ibig sabihin, same amount, 22,000. So on, so forth. Same situation dito sa next 3 account titles natin. Also, debit columns. Dun sa mga may adjustment, syempre, i-consider mo yung adjustment. O, tulad nito, professional income, which is adjusted in adjustment number 4. Ano nakalagay sa number 4? Naka-debit daw yung professional income ng 20,000. Ang sabi naman sa unadjusted trial balance, 150 yan. So, pag pinagbunggo mo yung 150 tsaka 20, mananalo yung 150. Credit balance pa rin. So, pagdating dito sa ating adjusted trial balance column, okay, the amount would be 150 versus 20, then that must be 130,000. Of course, credit ito, siya yung nanalo, kaya nasa credit column din siya. Okay? You following? Sure, you are following. So on, so forth. Therefore, the following would be the amounts in the adjusted trial balance of our worksheet. Okay? Ayan. The totals of our adjustments would be 77,090 and 77,090 also. Okay? Yung ating adjusted trial balance would have a total of 562,695, 562,695, 695, just like on our book. Next, last 4 columns tayo, income statement, tsaka balance sheet. So class, titignan mo lang kung anong account title ba yung pinag-uusapan. O di tulad dito, yung cash on hand, it is a real account, so magpo-proceed siya dun sa balance sheet. Yan, debit balance. Cash in bank naman, magpo-proceed siya dun sa balance sheet also because it is a real account. Paano naman say for example, yung office supplies expense sa row number 26? Okay? Ano siya? Is it a real or a nominal account? It is a nominal account. So, saan siya magpo-proceed? It will proceed sa income statement naman. Kaya nakikita mo siya dito sa debit column, yung 3,000. Nung, alin? Nung office supplies expense. Okay? Ayan, 3,000. Is that clear? Okay. So on, so forth. Makikita mo therefore, the income statement columns, debit and credit, would have the following balances mula sa ating row number 1, okay, hanggang dun sa huling row na may account title as follows. Okay? Hanggang dito, would have the following balances. Ayan. Income statement, professional income, syempre nominal account yan. Credit column dun sa ating income statement. Ayan, 130,000. Rent expense being an expense account together with all the other expenses would have the following balances. Dun naman sa ating adjustment, office supplies expense, also an expense account, would have 3,000 debit. Depreciation expense, 3,000. Yung mga accumulated depreciation account titles, real account yung mga yan, being contra asset account titles, deducted from the related asset accounts sa balance sheet or statement of financial position. Alright? Unearned professional income class is a real account. It is a liability account. Ano pang kasali dito sa ating income statement, debit, credit column? Itong columns yun, itong columns na ito yung mga yon. Okay? You have here your interest expense also being an expense account. And lastly, your doubtful accounts expense. Yung allowance, it is a real account also. Alright? Ayan. Okay. Your balance sheet or statement of financial position columns would have the following balances naman. Okay? Mula cash on hand hanggang dun sa last row na merong account title, syempre, you have there your cash on hand, cash in bank, accounts receivable, accounts, office supplies, equipment, automobile, accounts payable, etc. Notes payable, column row 13 tayo. Capital account, initially at 100,000. Drawing, debit balance siya, so 20,000. Row 15. Itong row na yon. And then, you also have here accumulated depreciation and you have your unearned professional income, which is a liability account as we have said. Prepaid insurance is an asset, 1,000, so debit. Prepaid taxes and licenses, also an asset, so debit yung mga yan. You have your prepaid rent, also accrued salaries payable, liability, so credit. Interest expense, yan ay kasali dito sa ating income statement or statement of profit or loss being a nominal account. Accrued interest payable is a liability and allowance for doubtful accounts. Alright? So, ibig sabihin yan, ito yung ating magiging partial total for columns 9 and 10. Doon naman sa ating columns, last 2 pairs, kanina nakalimutan nating i-total, ilan yung total ng ating adjusted trial balance at saka income statement. This one would be the totals. Okay? It must be 562,695, 562,695, balance itong dalawang to, at saka ito balance. But naturally, the income statement column and the balance sheet columns would not balance with one another kasi meron pang missing item. Okay? Alam na natin, because we have prepared an income statement before, that we have a net income dito sa problem na to. Sa baba ng totals would be written either the net income or the net loss row. In this case, we know that it is a net income. Paano natin nalaman yon? The credit column of the income statement compared to the debit column is greater, okay, by a certain amount, and that would turn out to be the net income. So, yung pagkakaiba ng 130,000 tsaka 58,190, which is 71,810, which is the same income that we have computed in chapter 5, if you still remember, ayan, okay, would be the amount of your net income. That is the net net income figure. At kung mapapansin mo, yung difference din nitong dalawang to is the same exact amount of 71,810. Okay? Saan siya babalanse? Dito. Dadagdag mo dito yung same amount na yon, 71,810 in order to balance. So, perfectly balanced na ngayon itong last 4 columns natin. 130,000 and 130,000, 504, 505, and 504, 505. This is our worksheet for Ocampo and Associates CPAs. Ayan. So, class ito yung mga pinaghihirapan ng ate kuya mo noon na ibalanse. Yung pagdating pa lang sa school, nagmamadali sila, kino-compare yung mga sagot sa mga kaklase nila. Kasi nga naman, baka iba yung sagot nila dun sa ibang classmates nila. So, madali lang pala siyang gawin. Ayan. This one would be our worksheet, same as the one written on your book, from the first up to the last column, from the first row up to the 41st row dito sa pinakababa. Alright? Let us do another illustration for you. Alright, let's take a look at this particular problem. The unadjusted trial balance of all clean laundry shop as of December 31, 2020 is given as follows. All clean laundry shop trial balance, December 31, 2020. From cash, the amount is 510,000 up to the last account, miscellaneous expense of 15,200. The trial balance debit is 2,186,800, 2,186,800 and 2,186,800. So, class, nakaligtas ka na. 2 steps ang nalibre sa'yo. Hindi ka na pinag-journalize ng problem na to. Hindi ka na rin pinag-post ng problem na to. But your teachers will most probably give you a comprehensive problem in your quizzes and in your exams. Meaning to say, i-journalize mo, ipopost mo, gagawan mo ng trial balance, gagawan mo ng worksheet, gagawan mo ng adjusted trial balance, later on, gagawan mo pa rin ng reversing entries, etc. sa bandang hulian. Okay? Ayan. So, medyo madami-daming usapan yon. Mahaba-habang usapan. So, dito, hindi ka na pinag-journalize. Hindi ka na rin pinag-post. Binigay na kaagad yung result ng journal entry at saka ng posting. Ito na daw yung result ng journal entry at saka posting. Itong trial balance na to. Cash, 510,000, so on so forth. So, anong sabi ni Sir Dave? Ang sabi, kopyahin mo daw lahat ng ito, okay, hanggang sa huli, doon sa iyong worksheet. Okay? That is the first thing that you have to do. Kopyahin mo lahat ng yan. And then after nun, you work out the adjustments. Again, you have here 10 adjustment data. May 10 tayong adjustment information dito. So, tignan natin kung paano natin gagawin ito. Let's go to our worksheet first.
Okay, class. So, that's the bell already. That's it for this meeting. So, ganun-ganun lang, class. A few minutes of your time every day, imbis na kung ano-ano yung pinapanood mo, just make it a habit to watch our videos bilang tulong na rin dun sa sarili mong pag-aaral. Why? Kasi tatandaan mo, hindi lahat ng nababasa mo ng mag-isa ay maririnig mo. At hindi din lahat ng mga naririnig mo ay mababasa mo. Tulungan yan. So with that, see you in our next meeting. See you in the next lesson.